Hi there, my name is Hannah Taylor and I'm the student body president this year, and Peyton, Dailey, our Chief Justice, is joining me for our Fireside chat this year.
Hi, my name is Peyton Dailey and I currently serve as the Chief Justice for the Associated Students of Colorado State University for the 2020-2021 school year.
So Peyton, would you mind telling us about what the Judicial Branch does in ASCSU?
Yeah, absolutely. So a little bit about what the Judicial Branch does. We serve in a lot of different capacities. Internally, we do serve as kind of a mitigator between internal conflict. We exercise judicial review. Anyone in the organization can submit an opinion request wherein we interpret parts of the Constitution. Additionally, outside of ASCSU, we serve as student liaisons on boards such as the Pre-Admissions Hearing Board, the All-University Hearing Board, the Appeals Board, and we also serve on the Student Conduct Process Board. A little bit about those boards. The All-University Hearing Board deals with disputes concerning students with any alleged violations of the student policy for CSU. And then Pre-Admissions Board deals with different issues on students that are coming in as prospective students for CSU. Appeals boards are appeals for any of those additional boards. And it's just a wonderful branch because we have the opportunity to really serve in so many different roles and capacities.
Great, thank you so much, Peyton. So I'd like to update you all on as far as our U+2 and housing affordability project goes. So the City Council is voting this upcoming Tuesday on a new housing affordability plan, and we're focusing really hard on one thing and making sure that it's on there, and that's streamlining the U+2 exception process, and then also focusing on them transitioning to right-size housing instead of U+2. And so what we're focusing on right now is to be writing emails consistently to City Council members and also members of City staff to make sure that student voices are heard. If you're interested to see how you can help with this, you can follow the website link that's posted above, and it'll guide you through instructions. So if you visit Taylor Schindler, our executive website, and go to our housing page, under how you can help guides you through the process as far as going and finding your personal representative based off the district that you live in, and then also explains what you should cover in the email and guides you through it so that it's a lot more easier for you all to go through that process and help us out. So Peyton, can we move on to giving us an update on the elections?
Absolutely. So this year elections are going to look a little bit different. Instead of just being 2 weeks after spring break, since we do have a later spring break this academic year, elections will take place starting March 1st through the end of the month of March. So applications for elections for Speaker of the Senate and presidential candidates and vice presidential candidates, as well as senators, close today at 5 p.m. and orientation will follow in the next couple weeks, and then it will start for an entire month. Part of it will be online and virtually, and part of it will be in person. This year, to make sure that we're addressing a lot of concerns with financial accessibility and accessibility whether you're on or off campus, we are trying to utilize the CSU platform, specifically on Instagram. We are doing takeovers on the Instagram for the story so that all candidates get a chance to share their platform with every student, so you get to know them in a different manner as well. We are also having CTV Fireside chats with our candidates, so you get to know them a little bit more, and you can get to know every candidate's platform whether or not you're on campus this semester.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad to see that we're changing up the election process a little bit to just try and see what other schools are doing and try to adapt some of those policies. But I'd like to tell you all an update as far as what our academic department is working on. So we're working on standardizing the plus-minus system. So Deputy Director of Academics Cindy Budke and I will be presenting to all of the college's deans this upcoming Tuesday and covering our suggestions as far as having all departments and all colleges have a standardized plus minus system so that it's not different between the two, and then also discussing having A minuses not weigh against your grade if A pluses don't. And so what we're going to propose to them is having an A minus be a 4.0 just like an A plus and an A are, and so that students stop losing a couple of points off of their GPA when they receive an A minus, but don't receive additional in their GPA when they get an A plus. Peyton, do you want to talk to us about a little bit about our RAM Ride program that we got going on?
Yeah, absolutely. So I also serve as the Off-Campus Life Liaison for the Student Fee Review Board, or SFRB. And one of the amazing initiatives that's happening this semester is that every student has the capability to access 4 free Lyft rides up to $12 per month. And this is in lieu of the traditional RAM ride that isn't able to be offered just because of everything that's happening with the COVID-19. But you should get an email every month reminding you that you can sign up through Lyft and you can get these 4 free rides. And this is a little bit of a shift from last semester where you would be able to get up to 50% off your first 2 to 4 Lyft rides. And this is really to address the accessibility issues so that students with or without credit cards are able to sign up for this program and have more accessible transportation.
Yeah, and what's also really cool that we're working on with Off-Campus Life and RAM Ride is creating a program that's called RAM Ride Secure. And so what we're doing right now is the executive branch and ASCSU is providing $15,000 so that 75 students can apply for like Lyft credits of $200 this semester. So for students that like struggle with access to transportation, then they're able to apply for that $200 in Lyft credits. Another really cool thing that we're working on that Noah and I talked about at the beginning of our administration and during the campaign period is a relief fund for students, similar to the CARES Act, but through CSU. And so we're looking at trying to use the Board of Student Organization funding because they have $190,000 left when they have a budget of $200,000, and typically most of that's gone by now, but because so many organizations don't need funding because they're not having events and things before COVID that occurred, and so we're trying to work on getting $100,000 donated to the Rams Relief Fund, which would be really great for students, considering it's more students' needs that are focused on right now, and more students need money instead of organizations right now. And then also for distribution of thermometers and PPE equipment, I'm really excited to announce that our health department this week got thermometers in the food pantry system. So for students that are in need of thermometers, and like that $12 really makes a difference for them, they're able to access those in the food pantry. Alrighty, Peyton, can we move on to SFRB updates?
Yeah, absolutely. So currently we're in our 2nd week of the Student Fee Review Board, and we're listening to any cost update proposals from different departments throughout CSU. So far, most departments have not propose any fee increases because most departments have communicated to us that they are trying to be very cognizant of the fact that they know that students aren't getting all the services that they usually do, and so they want to be cognizant of student finances. So far we've listened to budget updates and proposals from the Off-Campus Life, RAM Ride, the Women and Gender Advocacy Center, and SLICE. And we have more coming up each week. They're open to the public, and I would encourage everyone to come to them because it's a really great way to know where your student fees are being allocated and, really advocate for yourself and be able to listen to, where those student fees are going this year.
Great. Thank you for that, Peyton. I think that's all we have today, but thanks for joining in and listening to us and what ASCSU has been working on the past month.
Thank you so much for having me.